Welcome to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast, where it's all about getting real around all things coaching.
And what we know for sure is that what got you here won't get you there.
You can't see the spinach in your own teeth.
And finally, hang on, because this one's really deep. Once you realize that you are the traffic, everything makes complete and unadulterated sense.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I feel like I was waiting for a countdown. The final countdown.
All right, Karen Sullivan, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we're going to be talking about you can do hard things with our next tip that we have.
And what we're going to talk about now, Jen, is acceptance. And you know what? I think that it's about the acceptance of sometimes, you know what? It's not easy. and that's okay. And understanding that progress is hard sometimes, right? It's about that. It's tough efforts, but we don't want to avoid the hard work. It's about how can we turn around and say, you know what, this is part of the drill, right? This is part of the drill, and actually start to look forward to it.
Yep. And it's, it's also thinking through a lot of, again, it's about getting out of the moment and thinking at the bigger picture. Because when we can have bigger picture, then we can start to look at the acceptance of it, right? So an example was like me going through my stuff with my dad. And that was hard. Like that was, he had cancer, he went into hospice and dealing with all that stuff. It was really, really, really hard. And I wouldn't have changed a thing about it, right? Because I look at the big picture and I got to spend time with him. We had some fun during it. We have funny stories from it. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. And it was hard. Right. So sometimes we have to look at the acceptance of this is what it is. So how is it that you can jump into it? How is it that you say, I'm going to do it? And how is it that you keep connected to why it is that you've said yes to this hard thing?
Yeah, Jen. And you know what? And that's interesting, right? Because it's asking yourself, why do you say yes to things? And I love even what you were just saying about your dad, right? There was nothing that was going to keep you from spending that time with your dad, right? And the big why is how much you love your dad. So think about it, right? What's the emotion, like we talked about, last time or the time before that, about what's the emotions that are really driving you? And it's about like, how can you accept and appreciate the fact that this challenge, whatever it is that you're doing, there could be such extreme difficulty. And whatever it is you're in, you might sit here and say, I want to quit, right? I want to be done. But, and sometimes there's things that you will quit. And sometimes there's things that you will say, I'm done. But I always feel about, Jen, with things like that, it's like, it's asking yourself, why am I going to quit, right? Why would I be done? And if you're quitting because it's hard, then suck it up, buttercup. You know what? You that's the time to push through. If you're quitting or you're not doing something just because it's not a good fit for you anymore, I firmly believe, like you and I talk about all the time, right? Smart people quit. But it's asking yourself, if you're quitting because you're hard, time to do a little bit of soul searching, because it's understanding what you could do hard things, right? There's no shortcuts, and there's no shortcuts at all. So don't think there are.
It's interesting. We've been talking about this concept in some of our groups that we're in, and it's really about future casting a little bit to yourself, right? So if you have a goal, and let's say that you want to, have 20 coaching clients, or you want to pass a milestone in terms of revenue for your business, or you want to win an award for something. I don't even know. I'm just making up things. part of it is you have to go to the future to say, who do I need to be right now in order to do that? So what I mean by that is so let's say you want to have 25 coaching clients and you want to do it by the end of the year. One of the things that you need to ask yourself is, who is the coach that already has 25 coaching clients? What would she do? Right? Or who is the person who broke this financial barrier? What would they do? Who is the person who's an award-winning whatever? What would they do? Because it's going to be probably some hard things. Some things will be easy. Some will flow. We're not saying it's all hard, but when you can future cast to mentally get in the mindset of somebody who's already accomplished what it is that you want to accomplish, and you can pull that back to say, what would they do right now? Well, they'd put down the cookie. They'd run the extra mile. They would make the phone call. They would reach out. They would join a group. They would do, who knows what they would do. They'd submit the application. And so part of this is realizing that we always have a choice. And it's about staying aligned with the bigger picture, whether it's dealing with a parent who is having health problems, or whether it's your business and who it is that you want to be. What's the most important thing? And then what is required of you today to be that person tomorrow?
Nicely done, Marley. You know what? I got to tell you, I think we end right there because that was prolific.
All right. On that note, we'll see you next month.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to the Kickstart Your Coaching Edge podcast. Craving more in-depth discussions? Check out the Get Real Inner Circle with our no BS in-crowd of coaches.
Join live coaching discussions, breakdowns of coaching calls, and have some fun while you're at it.
You're going to want to go to kickstartyouredge.com/inner circle. It's time to get real.